boy. All I can say is buckle up, because we're gonna have fun. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Bear's Reading Nook. So today, we're gonna be talking about Gemina and the 10th Girl, which I recently read. So let's start with Gemina. For me, Gemina, which is the second book in the Illuminae Files series, it was okay. It was probably about a 3-star. And originally, after I finished reading it, my thoughts were that it just seemed like basic and kind of like when I think of like stereotypical sci-fi, I think of like basically what the story was, and kind of like it just seemed like they were like, oh, this is a sci-fi thing, and this is too, and this is too, and just basically shoved it all together to make it into a book. And I didn't connect with the book really at all. Like, it was still somewhat enjoyable to read, but it didn't feel original to me. And it followed different characters in the first book, so it felt disconnected in that way as well. And then after thinking about it a little bit and listening to or watching another like booktuber's video, and I think they were explaining why they were getting rid of the Illuminae series that they had, which I think they only had the first 2 books. They basically said that it was like really kind of like recycling just the first book, which after thinking about it, after watching that, I agree. It does feel really recycled from the first book, but with different characters and like a similar story, plus with like basically just seeming like it's standard like stereotypical sci-fi. It was just not something that I was enjoying. And originally I was planning to continue and read Obsidio, or whatever the third book's called, but I looked up the kind of like synopsis of that book on Goodreads, and it just seems like the same exact thing again, but with even more different characters. And I don't care enough about the series anymore to continue with that same thing. Not only did I not like Gemina and, gave it 3 stars, and that honestly may be like a generous 3-star, I'm basically not continuing on with that series. So yeah, that's fun. Moving on to 10th Girl. So 10th Girl was a book that the Face to TBR picked because it had the prompt lowest rated, and 10th Girl was the lowest rated book on my TBR. And originally going into it, it was like listed as a psychological thriller following these teachers and these girls who are in like an old kind of like house that was turned into like a school, and it was kind of them being in this house and stuff like that, and things happen. So in this book, we're following 2 perspectives. We are following the perspective of Mavi, who is a teacher, and the perspective of Angel, who is supposed to be like a ghost spirit thing or whatever. And we jump back and forth. Each chapter is like one perspective, and then the next will like switch to the other and like keep going. And so I enjoyed that aspect. But basically, to me, this book felt like there was both a bunch of things happening and nothing happening at the same time. To the point where by the time something would happen, it almost like it didn't feel like anything was actually happening. And it's just like, in a psychological thriller, in a thriller in general, I want to feel on the edge of my seat, you know, scared, and like the stakes are high. And it did not feel like that to me at all. To the point where, like, I was reading it, and I was, like, you know, listening to it, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, okay, yeah, whatever. And when, like, different, like, twists were revealed, I was just like, okay, yeah, called that, like, early on. Okay, I mean, I guess that could make sense in, like, a few different ways. And then the big reveal was so dumb, and it honestly felt like such a cop-out, like a cop-out for everything. And, like, looking back, there may have been a few, like, small, clues that was gonna be the twist, but not enough to make it seem legit. Like, to me, that last twist came out of the blue, and it was so... I hate it. I hate that last twist. Hate it. And, like, overall, if I'm honest, like, the book was not worth that twist. The book was not worth it at all to me, but... honestly, it's probably a 2-star because I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it. And I feel like it could have been done better. Like, potentially have the same big twist at the end, but done in a better way so that it felt more intense, it felt more thrillery, it felt like the stakes were higher than they were. Because it's really not. And it sucks. Like, it sucks that the stakes were not high. So yeah, I really did not enjoy that book at all. But I, like, pressed through, and it didn't get better. It just kind of... I feel like the entirety of the book, like, the beginning of the book was like, okay, that's cool, and then it just kind of went the entire time. And then when the big twist happened, it dropped even lower. Because it legit, the twist felt like such a cop-out. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Gemina / kind of the Illuminae series, and also my thoughts on the 10th Girl. So I will see you guys next time in the Bear's Nook. Bye!